And for the first time here in 2025, we welcome you in here to Swick men's basketball, a little Saturday afternoon affair as they take on a team from just about a little less than an hour away up north in Godfrey, Illinois, the Trailblazers of Lewis and Clark College. And we welcome in Steven Stock with you as always. And it's a pleasure to have you along, and Happy New Year in 2025, and looking forward to a fun finish to this Swick season as the Blue Storm had a 7-4 record in the first half of the 2024-25 campaign, which included a 4-1 stretch to go into winter break, and included also to open up the season one of the first wins. I think it was second win of the year. Swick was able to take down Lewis and Clark up at Lewis and Clark, and it was a battle that went all the way down to the buzzer. Swick trailed for majority of the game. We're down by 15, got it to 13 at halftime, and then had to chip away at it, and eventually they would chip away at it, tying the game up with less than 30 seconds left. And here's how that one looked and sounded and finished here on the Swick Athletics
12,
YouTube channel.
20 of the game clock, just hold it. They're going to go try and run this thing down as much as they can. Horace picking up on Enlaw. 5 of the shot clock. Drive it all the way. Just throws up a prayer. Not answered. Horace has it. And the game clock. 7, 6. Craven across the timeout with 5, 3. Craven all the way to the hole. Layup good. 1.8 second left. 80-78. Swick leads. Timeout with 1.8 left. Dylan Craven took it all the way, and a guy. 3-point line is Dickens. Enlaw will trigger it in. 1.8. Here we go. In-law waiting, gets it in. Stampley pass out right. Here it comes. It's going to be blocked by Horace, and Swick will win at the buzzer, 80-78. They come back down by as many as 15 to secure a comeback win. 80-78 to prove to 3-2 on the year. Lewis and Clark falls to 1-5.
Swick with the win, 80-78 in that game, a 46-31 second half up early on the 19th of November against Lewis and Clark, and it was led by Nick Horace, who had 23 points on 8 for 14 shooting, 2 for 5 from 3, also 18 points from Matthew Elsey, who continues to be one of those guys who rely on to get some buckets. He's been done a good job of that. 9 points for Braden Klein, who hit some huge shots. He hit 1 3, but his 3 was huge. I can't remember what point it was. I know it was in the second half at one point, but it was a huge shot that got the Lancers some huge momentum, and he had 9 points and also had 4 rebounds. He had a very solid game. Joey Regato had 6. He also had 2 rebounds with 2 blocks. You also saw 7 points from Lee Williams off the bench. Noah Blocker went 2 for 2 for the field. Jamari Weisinger went 2 for 2. He had 5, and also a big rebounding game from Elsey as well. I forgot to mention that. 13 rebounds, and of course Dylan Craven continues to run the offense well. He in that game had 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 4 points, and shot 2 for 3 from the field. Lewis and Clark on the other side in that game had some big score. You were looking at going to that game, and it was really lopsided on their score sheet coming in. Joshua Dickens was their leading scorer by a lot. It felt like if you could shut him down, you had a very good chance to win the ball game. Well, Lewis and Clark had other guys step up, which included the former Alton High School Redbird, Byron Stampley Jr. He had 13 points on 4 for 6 shooting, 3 for 5 from 3. You also had 14 points for Chris Crosby, an Edwardsville native, off the bench. He shot 6 for 8. Darian Inlaw, 14 points. He shot 6 for 8. Trevon Bond, the former Granite City Warrior, he had 6. He shot 3 for 7. Dwight Lomax Jr., he had 6, shot 2 for 3. I could go on and on. A lot of guys chipped in for Lewis and Clark. Joshua Dickens only had 8 points. He shot 4 for 7. He also had 8 rebounds, so made his impact known that way. Lewis and Clark had a great shooting game, 53% from the field, 31% from 3, 70% from the line. Swick on the other side shot just a little bit better from the field, 53%, 3-11 from 3. And I kind of talked about early on, Swick wasn't really making their three-point shots. They weren't really needed to. You kind of felt like they were doing really good from inside the arc. Shot 3 for 11 in that game, 11 for 22 at the line. And I say 11 for 22 at the line, 50%. One of my first points I want to make here on this pregame real quick is that Swick did not shoot the ball well from the free throw line first 2 games of the year. Well, go back to the last game before winter break on the 17th of December against St. Louis Community College, 86-72 win. The Archers came in ranked 18th in the Division II poll for NJCA men's basketball, and Swick did a good job beating them. They were down at the half as well, came back and got it, it was a 3-point game at the half. Right out of the gate, second half, just started scoring. Bennett Bryles had a big game, 24 points on, followed by 15 for Kalon Little, 11 for Dylan Craven. Swick shot 47% from the field, 27 for 57. But it goes back to the free throw line point. 23 for 26 from the line, 89%. Swick will take that any given night where you can shoot 23 for 26 from the line. Swick did a really good job, and they've done a lot better job shooting from the free throw line now. As a team, they're currently shooting 67% from the line. It's getting a lot better. I think the first few weeks, it was like 60%. So Swick has done a really good job of just continuing to boost up that percentage. They've done a good job being better from the free throw line, but also making their shots as well. And I think that's one of the clear things. You look at any of the box scores from any of the Swick games. If it's a win or a loss, Swick in a win is going to, if they shoot the ball well, they're going to win a game. They've shot the ball well in wins, and in losses, they have not shot the ball well. In their 4 losses this year, from the field, they're shooting 34.5%, 34.9%, 33%, 37.7%. In fact, you just got to shoot 39%. Swick this year is 7-0 when they shoot 39% or better from the field. Just look at that stat. How about from three-point? Well, when they shoot just 27.3% from 3, they're 6-1 on the year. Just 27.3. Swick has a 6-1 record. How about 80 points or more? How about scoring the basketball? 6-0 when they score 80 or more. They're 4-1 when leading at halftime. But I like this one as well. We talk about how crucial Dylan Craven is to this offense. How good of a job he does running the offense. How he makes such a big impact on the game. Well, how about this stat? Swick is 6-0 when they tally just 16 assists or more in a game. 6-0 when 16 or more. And how about when they tally more assisted turnovers? 3-1 on the year. So just at 2 stats on the ball control. But it goes back to shooting as well. You look at the wins and losses, Swick is doing easily better. I mean, it's a huge gap between wins and losses on shooting and rebounded and assists. How about in wins? Averaging 91 points a game on 49% from the field, 33% from 3, 66% from the line, 43 rebounds a game, 20 assists per game. How about in losses? 61.5 points a game on 35% from the field, 26% from 3, 68% from the line, averaging 37 rebounds a game and 12 assists per game. So Swick, obviously, ball control, ball movement, and shooting the basket, shooting the basketball well. 3 keys to winning any game, and obviously you do all those well. You have a very good shot, but to win a game. But obviously you see right here, that's what you want to do is those 3. But and Swick has scores for sure. These guys can shoot the ball. They can light up the score sheet. They got some very talented kids on this roster. So does Lewis and Clark. I've talked about a lot of 6-1-8 talent on their side. So it's going to be a battle today. We'll see if Swick can sweep the regular season series and also make it 5-1 their last 6. They've done a very good job. A lot of momentum going into winter break, and that's what the coach staff wanted to see was, can we finish well into winter break? It's always tough. The boys obviously want to go home and celebrate the holidays, get a few weeks off school. But here we are. We got to get back to grind time, and we'll see how quick, how slow is Swick out of the gate. Can they kind of fight off the rust? It's been about 2.5 weeks since that last game against St. Louis Community College, so we'll see how it goes. But it's going to be an interesting one today. Obviously, you saw the last one, 70-68 the final, 80-78 the final. Went down to the buzzer between these two. What does today have in store? We're going to find out here in just a few minutes. We're about 75 seconds away from the tip in this one, and with that, as we continue on with our pregame show, the assistant coach joined me, Ryan Lacefield joined me after the win at St. Louis Community College back in December on the 17th. Here's his thoughts going into winter break as we're back here with our starting lineups here from Swick.
Let's see, here we go. All right, Coach, 86-72 the final. Pretty good one here after you guys being down by 3 at the half. Come back, you get a 53-36 second half to win by 14. Thoughts on this one?
Yeah, not exactly the first half we wanted to play. We know that these games, the last game before break can always be tough, especially on the road. So we kind of made some adjustments in that first half. Obviously, we thought we played very, very poor, but we thought we were still in a good spot and knew we were in these situations, so we knew we could turn it around the second half.
Well, you guys were down by 8 a little late in the first half, and another run happens to get you guys in a good spot going half. The same thing happened on Saturday against Red Lake. You guys were down by 9. 9-0 run ties it. You guys get a 5-0 run here, gets to 8-3, and then first possession, the second half, get a 3-pointer tied up, and there you guys are right there with them.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically a new game at that point. I mean, a lot of different guys stepped up again. We were just giving props to Zach in the locker room there.
Yes.
Chambers came in and made a huge difference with his rebound and his putback, stuff like that. So that was a great spark from him. He's been making massive improvements these past few weeks.
Yeah, 3 points to end the first half, and then 3 points about midway through a little first half of the second half. He had an and 1 to get him to 6. Bennett Browse, 23 points. He had 19 of them come in the second half. I mean, that guy really, I think there was 6 straight shots I think he made. It took a while for him to miss in the second half.
Yeah, so he started off the second half for us very well. That's kind of been an issue with us at some points, is starting off that second half. So that was nice for him as our one sophomore to come out and kind of take the guys and show them what needs to be done and just lead us to a victory.
How about Quan Little shooting the basketball these last few games? He's really turned it up. 15 points tonight, knocked down another few threes. I mean, he's electric out there. He could really knock it down.
Yeah, he was, he was battling some stuff early in the season, and he's really, like you said, I mean, he's turned things around these past 3 to 4 games. I mean, he's shooting the heck out of the ball. He's playing with tons of confidence, giving us tons of sparks and energy. So we just got to hope that carries through the new year.
Yeah, so you guys, I mean, huge win at St. Louis, number 18th in Division II in the rankings. They're a good team, 11-1 coming in. You guys, at one point, led by 20, ended up winning by 14. This is a huge win for you guys, and I go back to the last few games. I even go back to probably the second loss against Mobile Area. Ever since then, you guys have been playing some good basketball. Even on Wednesday, that 4-point loss at Wabash was still pretty good basketball. I mean, you guys have really picked it up over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep, that's the message we've been giving to the guys, too. I mean, as a staff, we see those things, and we want to stay on them. But things are really starting to turn, and we're playing good ball. I mean, we're still kicking ourselves a little bit about that Wabash game. We talk about it almost every day. But we're letting those things go, and we're just ready for this conference play to get rolling and ready for 2025 and bringing all that momentum into a positive rest of the season.
Get 2 wins going into break, which is huge. You and I just talked about that Saturday. Keep the momentum rolling. Now you got to see if you can keep it rolling into 2025.
Yes, sir. We're road warriors, that's for sure, so far.
Guys,
So
I mean, hey,
we're excited to go play at home.
Yes.
Hopefully it's coming up. We're going to forget how to play at home.
I'll also tell you this, too. You guys made it pretty easy today, too, not all the way down to the wire, too. I mean,
exactly.
Wasn't
less
nervous.
stress,
Yes,
a little easier.
yes.
Got a little scary at the end. I mean, obviously the score still
Yes,
looked good, but we were making some silly mistakes and just not playing our brand. So we talked about that at the end of the game as well, and we got some things to fix, but we're really excited about this group and just where we're at right now.
Well, Coach, I guess I'll see you in 2025
Yes, sir.
next year,
Yes,
I guess
sir.
is the saying.
Yes, sir. We're excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
And we welcome you back here from Swick. We're just underway. A few seconds. Interview ran a little longer, and also no national anthem, but that shot's going to be off from Lewis and Clark. They're going to be a little bit of a darker gray uniform. Swick and a light gray as Quad Little goes all the way to the basket. It's a quick start right out of the gate. Just taking just about 25 seconds in, and Swick's on the board. 2-0. Steven Stack with the Lewis and Clark in dark gray unis, white text numerals, Trailblazers in the front. Swick is in light gray with blue text numerals, Blue Storm in the front. Here's David Marshall Jr., the Belleville West native. That shot's going to miss on a wide open three offensive board. The Lewis and Clark Trailblazers. Parker Macias will shoot a three. That one will miss. He's out there with Joshua Dickens, Byron Stamplin Jr., David Marshall Jr., and Dwight Lomax Jr. Swick will bring it back. It will be Dylan Craven, Nick Corris, Quad Little, Matthew Elsey, and Bennett Bryles. 2-0 Swick, 60 seconds in, as Swick will move left to right on your TV screen. Elsey will throw it to Craven on the left key. He gets a screen. Nowhere to go. Passes looked like it was deflected. Bryles tracked down the left corner. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds. And Swick will turn it over. It's their first turnover of the game. And it comes with 70 seconds in. Lewis and Clark will bring it back. They come in a record of 4-10. They had a little bit of a good. They had a good end. They've won their last game before winter break, but they ended up going 1-2 in their last three. Ended up losing to Mineral Area by 30 and then St. Louis by 8 in those two losses. Defeated Red Lake, though, in their last win, 79-74. Marshall Jr. will have it on the left key. Nowhere to go as Eagles pick up the dribble. Now throw it out left corner. Drive it inside. Horace cut him off. Kick out. Catch it. Shoot three. That one will miss a little bit too strong on the shot by Dickens. And that one's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say it deflected off a Blue Storm player. And with 18:28, Lewis and Clark will retain possession here on the right baseline. Reset it to 20 on the shot clock. And it will be triggered in on the right baseline here by Dwight Lomax. He'll throw it up top for Marshall Jr. And he was a guy that can really score at Belleville West. Had to call a few games where he took on the Lancers and had some good games, and he can find a way to get to the basket and score. He's inside, nowhere to go. Throw it up top for Macias. Macias will put it on the neck, going to dribble up top. Gives it out right for Dickens. Dickens drive it all the way. Bryles just put the hands up. Got his own rebound. It was blocked. That shot's no good. Shot clock was going down. Good defense there. Bryles just put the hands up, got the block shot. Craven will bring it back 2 minutes in. He will dribble to the right of the center circle. Kick out Little. Now Bryles, right block, had it knocked away. They're going to say it went off of Lewis and Clark, it looks like, and Swick will keep possession. This is going to come from the right corner. I think they're going to mark him baseline. Or they're going to call side. Oh, let's see. They will call him sideline. It's going to be a little bit closer to the corner. They'll get into Little. He'll catch at the right key. Gives it to Elsey. Now up top. Here comes a three for Little. Bang! And Swick's off the hot start. As Quad Little knocks down his first three. He's got 5. That's Swick's first 3 attempted of the game. And like I said, coming on, we'll see if Swick can fight off the rust. How long does it take for him to find that momentum? It's not taking too much time here. Already 5 points in 2.5 minutes and knocking down your first 3. All coming from Quad Little. And you haven't seen Bryles take a shot or Horace in the corner. Catch and shoot 3. Marshall, that one will miss as Lewis and Clark has to fight off the rust. They haven't made a shot yet. Nice still behind the back by Horace. He'll give it a Craven as they go across the timeline. Moving left to right. Here is Horace on the left wing. Nowhere to go. Kick it out, and it was deflected and stolen away. Tried to get it to Little. It was deflected. Here comes Lewis and Clark on the way. Shot no good at the layup, but there is a foul as it will be Joshua Dickens going to the line. Horace, I think, will be called for it. That'll be his first. And it will be Dickens who goes to the line. He's a great scorer. He came in averaging 12.5 points a game. From the free throw line, 77% of the year, 13 for 17. And he'll miss the first. So slow start here currently by Lewis and Clark. Taking a little bit of time for them to fight off the rust. Get 2.5 weeks off. That's a little bit of a challenge. Dickens does make the second. And the Blue Storm will have it back. A little bit of more press here by Lewis and Clark as we're just over 3 minutes into the first half in this one on a Saturday afternoon. Nice little way to get back from winter break in a battle between two teams that know each other very well in Southern Illinois. A lot of 6'1" talent on these two. Elsie backing down inside, puts up a shot. That one's not going to fall. Bryles had the rebound on one hand and lost it. They're going to say it went out of bounds, they're going to call a foul, actually, because Bryles was kind of shoved a little bit. It's going to go on David Marshall Jr., and Swick will get on the baseline instead. On the left baseline, 16:34 to go. Bryles trying to one-hand rebound it like a receiver trying to catch a football pass. Up top for Little, he'll catch near the center court logo to the left of it. He will hold. Waiting, trying to find somebody. He'll give it to Elsie. 12 on the shot clock. Still a little bit of time here. 16:20 to go in the half. Now it's running down with 8. Bryles hands it off to Elsie. 5 seconds. Back it down. Trying to spin it and lost it. Knocked away by Horace, though, as Craven almost had it. He takes a hit as Lewis and Clark on the way to the drive. Shot's no good, but a foul as Bryles put up a contest on Byron Stampley Jr.'s drive and missed the shot, but did draw the foul. He'll go against Bryles. That's his first second team foul. And with 16:12 to go, Byron Stampley Jr. to the line for 2. He is a 76% free throw shooter, 34 for 45, and his brother, Samash Stampley at Alton. Oh, my goodness. He's got some talent. Second one's good, or first one's good, Stampley's first points. Watched him play Bevel East the 20th of December. And, oh, my goodness, he had 2 points at halftime. I think he finished with 18. 22. I think 22 sounds more right, probably. He had an unbelievable second half, unbelievable third quarter. He had 17 points alone in that third. Stampley Jr. does make the second. He's only a junior, by the way. Last year had a big year as a sophomore for Alton, and here he is now as a junior making plays. 5-2 Lewis and Clark. As this will be Little. Gives it to Horace. Horace, right elbow jump. That one will miss. Rebound by Lewis and Clark. They'll bring it back. This will be Dickens who gets it across the timeline. He'll slow it down. Go out to the left key. Gives it to Stampley and Macias up top. Deep three, catch and shoot. That one will miss too strong. Lewis and Clark yet to make a three. It is 5-3 as Stampley need to go 2 for 2 at the line. Elsie inside, layup, got it. Swick responds. Elsie's first point. Second different score for the Blue Storm, but it's 7-3. You need to still wait to see. This is something that we haven't seen yet. A full 40-minute game from Swick. They've had these stretches a little bit. Not a great first half against St. Louis Community College. Pull up 3. Bang for Dickens. He's got 4, and it's 7-6, 1-point game. But didn't have a great first half against St. Louis Community College. Wabash wasn't able to finish. And, as Horace will pull a 3 to respond. Bang! Nicky Tony, hello! Nick Horace starts off the 20-25 here at the bank. And Swick was able to force it out of bounds on the inbound. And they're going to say what off of Lewis and Clark. Swick will have it with 14:56 to go. Media timeout, 10-6. A lot of momentum going into the media timeout. Big shot by Horace and a steal on the other end. Back in a moment here at the media timeout. This is Swick Men's Basketball, the Swick Athletics YouTube channel. As I was talking about going into the media timeout, still looking to see a full, complete game here from Swick, and they've had a lot of potential. I think the Missouri Baptist JV game opened things up, obviously, won by 82, a little bit of a lopsided win where Swick had a lot of talent and really took over the game. But still, and that was a kind of a show in a 40-minute game, but still, you're looking to see a full 40 minutes and what you can do, because Swick is dangerous. They have a lot of talent and a lot of potential. Out of the immediate timeout, Elsie, Craven, Little, Bryles, and Horace. It's Craven for the left corner. Oh, the way to the basket. Layup good off the glass. Dylan Craven becomes the 4th different Swick scorer. And here comes the Blue Storm starting to score. They've doubled Lewis and Clark's points is 12-6. 14:35 to go in the first half, and a 5-0 run. Horace with the 3, and then Craven with the little 2 on the layup. That's what I'm talking about. This is scoring right there. Going inside, layup on the left side. Bryles a little bit of a deflection shot, so good by Charles Irvin III. Craven will bring it back. 14:20 to play. Gets it to Horace. Bryles in the right block. Back it down. Back it down. One-handed shot. That's not going to fall. Lewis and Clark will bring it back. Driving. Left side of the lane. Had it knocked out of bounds off of Craven, as it was Trevon Bond, the former Granite City Warrior. Lost out of bounds off of Craven, and it'll be coming on the left baseline with 25 on the shot clock. 14:06 on the game clock. Let's see who will trigger this one in. It's going to be Bond as the trigger man. He'll tie his shoe real quick. And a lot of these guys, too, on Lewis and Clark, very good players in high school. I mean, they got some talent, too. That one's thrown all the way in the backcourt. Had to track it down near the sideline was Stampley Jr. He'll bring it back. Very talented player in Byron Stampley Jr. as well. Fake the pass. Give it out in the left corner for Bond. Bond driving all the way. Nice little reverse lay. That's what I'm talking about. He can score. 12-8. He gave Bell at least a lot of issues last year when the Lancers had to play Granite City in February. Gave the Lancers a lot of issues. Elsie will bring it back. Give it out to Craven. Craven on the left key. Pass inside on a cut in Bryles. He's stuck, double team. Here's Nick Horace. Yes! As he came in and cut, he was just left wide open. Double team had to find somebody open. It was Horace. He's got 5. He's 2 for 2. Nick Horace came into this game averaging, third leading scorer, averaging 10 points a game. There's a shot. That one's not going to fall. Rebounds tip. Bond has it on an offensive board. Kick out Stampley up top. He drives, lost it, went right to the hands of Matthew Elsie. He wants to run. Bounce pass Horace. Right side of the lane. Off the glass. Whistle foul. Count the basket. Nick Horace is taking over. That's Nicky Buckets, baby. He's got 7. As that'll be the second team foul on Lewis and Clark. 13:07 to play in the first half. And Nick Horace trying to make it 8 points, and I will say this after he shoots the free throw. Hopefully don't want to jinx him, but I think I've done it at least once or twice already this season talking about Nick Horace, so we won't say anything here. And he makes the free throw. I was going to say, very good free throw shooter, 77% coming in, and 18 for 23 now in the season after that one. 17-8, Swick's up by 9, guys. 9-point lead, and it's a 10-2 run. It was a 7-6 game. That's another steal. Out to Horace. He's got to hold on to it. Tracks it down. Just throws it from behind. He wanted to go to Elsie. Little tracked it down. That shot's no good. Rebound's tipped out of bounds. Off of Lewis and Clark. Swick will keep it with 12:51 to go in the game clock here in the first half. Braden Klein will be the first substitution here for Swick, as he'll come in for Nick Horace. Dylan Craven will have this one on the left baseline. Craven waiting, gets it into Bryles. He wants a catch and shoot 3. That one will miss on his first shot of the year. Clyde gets it out of Craven in the corner. He'll throw it up top, Little. He wants a 3, catch and shoot. Missed it. He felt that one, just couldn't get that one to go. Look good off the hands. Bryles had it stripped from behind as it went out of bounds. And it goes off of Lewis and Clark. Swick will keep possession, and will trigger it on the left baseline. Klein will do the honors. Dalton Hicks will make his first appearance of the new year. He'll come in for Quan Little. Klein gets it up top for Craven. He'll catch, gets a screen for Bryles. Moving to his right. Craven up top, gets it to Klein. He wants a wide open 3. Bang! Catch and shoot. Braden Klein. That's BK. Have it your way. 28. Swick up by 12. It's a double-digit lead. Klein knocks down a 3, and Trailblazers bring it back. And Swick had a little bit of a hot start at Lewis and Clark, and then Lewis and Clark a big run. Going about midway through to the end of the first half, that got them a huge lead. They made a lot of their shots. Swick will bring it back here after the missed shot by the Trailblazers, and Bryles draws the foul as he catches that one. He was held. The foul will go on Charles Irvin III. That's Lewis and Clark's 4th team foul. 12:03 to play. He'll come on the left baseline. Next dead ball, I believe, will be a media timeout. Up top to Craven. He gives it to Elsie. Now to Bryles in the left key. He drives, backing down all the way to the hole. Bennett Bryles, yes! How about 6 different scores for the Blue Storm? 22-8, Swick up by 14, a 15-2 run. This in the right corner, throw it out to the right key. Catching, moving, left side of the lane. Nowhere to go, up top. Thought about a 3, it was Mario Brown. He'll dribble, 10 on the shot clock. Elsuit is pressuring, forced the kick out. Right wing 3, catch and shoot. Had some space, missed it by Irvin. Rebounds tip, Trailblazers get it back and then stripped away as Clyde comes away with it. As he stole it away from Robert McCline in the, what do they call possession error, I believe, is what we have. No, they're going to call a foul on Lewis and Clark's Charles Irvin. That's his second. And we will have a media timeout. Out of the media timeout, it'll be Swick basketball. 11:21 to go, 22-8. The Blue Storm will lead the Trailblazers. Back in a moment. Out of the media timeout, Swick will send Dalton Hicks, Dylan Craven, Bennett Briles, Braden Klein, and Julio Rogato will make his first appearance of the new year. Had a great end to his 2024 campaign going into winter break. Swick will bring it back left to right out of the media timeout. Steven Stock with it. 22-8, 11:15 to go here in the first half. Craven gives it to Briles after a screen. Nowhere to go as he's doubled to get out to Hicks, and he is hacked inside. Try to kick it out. Had a whistle blown, a foul on Lewis and Clark's number 14, Mario Brown. Mario Brown, another 6'8" native, attended Granite City High School with Trevon Bond. Craven gets it to Briles, easy catch and shoot. Jump, missed it, was open. Craven offensive board though on the weak side. Puts it up, missed it, but he's fouled. Just a little bit too short, but he'll have 2 free throws. Foul is on Lewis and Clark's. I believe that's Dwight Lomax who's called for his first. And here's Dylan Craven in line for 2. That's the 6th team foul on Lewis and Clark. So next one will send the Blue Storm in the 1-1 for the remainder of the first half. There's still 11 minutes to play. First one's good for Craven. He's got 3. Made a nice little layup on a drive from the left corner earlier. Another guy that just, how about the scoring ability from Dylan Craven now? He's coming in averaging 5 points a game. In his last 2 games, he's averaging 8. Missed the second as it's loose on the floor. Who's going to get it as it's a little bit of a tie-up. Held ball is called. Possession arrow is in favor of Swick, so I believe they will keep it, it looks like. Yes, I didn't see the possession arrow anywhere. But it is in favor of Swick, so they will keep it as Dylan Craven will come out. And Noah Blocker comes in for the first time. Craven, by the way, from the free throw line this year, 85% before that 1-for-2 performance there. 10:58 to play, 23-8. How about a 16-2 run? It was 7-6. Hicks will trigger this one in from the left baseline. Throw it up top for Briles. He'll catch 20 on the shot clock. Move to his right. Bounce pass inside for Ricardo. All the way to the hole. The big man, yes. Julio Ricardo. All the way. 7 different scores. Lewis and Clark breaks it back quickly with Stampley Jr. That one was blocked. 25-8. This will be Hicks who will bring it back. Cross the timeline. He dribbles with the left hand. Nowhere to go. Gives it to Blocker, down to Hicks again in the left corner. They cut that one off on the drive. He's going to be fouled. Be 2 free throws coming. They cut him off. He had to go to the left corner, and luckily got it to blocker, and then a good job by Hicks to fight back and take a drive all the way. That's the 7th foul on Lewis and Clark, and it's going to be Dalton Hicks to the line. The freshman from Fairdale, Kentucky, on the year is a 85% free throw shooter. He makes his first, and a lot of these guys are making their free throws, and that's just really good to see. As blocker will switch positions with Regato, and be him and Bryles in the backcourt out on this second one. Regato and Klein inside the paint for the rebound. But I tell you, make your free throws. It's going to be a lot easier down the stretch. A lot easier than what it has been this season. Second one's good for Hicks. Had a lot of rough free throw shooting performances early on, but we'll see at the half what the clip is on shooting-wise, because I talked about in wins and losses, there's about a 14-point difference in field goal percentage and just about a 7% difference in three-point percentage. We'll see all that at the half and get all those stats for just halfway through here in the first half. This will be Bond. Moving. Gets it to Marshall Jr. 3 on the shot clock. Back to Bond for 3. That one will miss. Offensive board. And Swick's got to do a little bit better job of that there as Klein tried to knock it away from Marshall Jr. Klein's going to be called for the foul. That'll be his first. Probably the third or fourth at least offensive rebound for Lewis and Clark up to this point. We'll see if Zach Chambers can help out with that. He's going to come in for Bennett Bryles. Chambers, great game against STLCC before winter break. Big game at 2 and 1s. Or did he have 1 and 1? I think it was 1 and 1. I can't remember. Maybe he had 2. I can't remember. It's been a long time, almost 3 weeks, but he had a great game. I'll tell you that, 6 points and a good number of rebounds. Lewis and Clark with it back. Give it to Marshall Jr. He drives right side. Got cut off by Hicks. Out for 3. Long one for Dickens. That one missed too strong, and that'll be called for a shot clock violation. Swick will get it back. 9:34 to go in the first half. Swick playing well in this first half of the first half. 1/4 of the game. This will be Klein who brings it back. Gives it to Blocker. Blocker waiting. Gets it to Chambers on a screen. Blocker out to Klein. To Hicks. Gets a screen from Morgado. Hicks moving up top. Now to Klein. 12 on the shot clock. Gets a screen moved to his left from Chambers. Bounce pass inside Morgado. Had a little bit of a mismatch, and he took advantage of it. Morgado with 4. He's 2 for 2, and that's the Italian coming through, baby. 29-8. A 22-2 run. Up top for Bond. He gives it out. Catch and shoot 3 on a double team. That would have missed. Very good shot contest on the shot by Mario Brown. Lewis and Clark yet to hit a 3 in this one. Dickens hit one earlier. Chambers inside. They've only hit 1. Nice move by Zach Chambers. Timeout with 8:43 to play. Zach Chambers gets his first points. How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total scores for Swick, as they have a 23-point advantage and a 24-2 run. 8:43 to play. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. This is Swick Men's Basketball here on the Swick Athletics YouTube channel. (31-8). 8:43 to play. 24-2 run for Swick, and Lewis and Clark just not making their shots. They're probably 1 for 8 from 3 at least. Only made 1 3. That was from Dickens earlier. They haven't made many of their shots in the field either. This is going to be up top with Chris Crosby. He'll give it out right for Stampley. Free at the line. Throw it away. Blocker has it. Gets it to Morgado. Now to Hicks, another turnover by Lewis and Clark, and Swick's forced a good number of those as well. Klein wants a three, catch and shoot. Missed a little bit too strong. Blocker on the offensive boards. Put back, no. Chambers offensive board. Goes all the way. He traveled. He had about 3 or 4 guys on him down low. Tough to battle there. It'll go back to Lewis and Clark. 8:11 to play here in the first half. They'll bring this one back right to left. This will be here with Dwight Lomax for the Trailblazers. Gives it off to Macias. He'll catch. Gets a screen. Try to use it. Nowhere to go. Now inside the paint. Has to kick out. Lomax thought about a three. He'll pull up for mid-range instead. Got it all net for Dwight Lomax. His first points. Back here with the Blue Storm. This will be Hicks. He gives it out to Klein. Gives it to Hicks. Down to Ricardo. Blocker cutting all the way. Layup to the contest. Got it. Noah Blocker. Whistle foul. Count the basket. A little bit of a late foul. He got it. I didn't hear the whistle, but doesn't matter. Noah Blocker. We'll have a media timeout. 7:35 to go. Back in a moment here from Swift. This will be Noah Blocker at the line. He tried to finish off a three-point play on the year for the freshman from up north in Michigan. As he makes the first, is a 40% free throw shooter. That'll help out a little bit. 5 for 11 now after that make. He's got 3. 34-10. Swick is on a 27-4 run. Lewis and Clark pull-up shot. That one will miss too short. Good contest by Blocker. The shot by McClung. He'll give it to Hicks. Hicks moving. He's double-teamed, lost it out of bounds as he had 2 Trailblazers defenders on him. It was Lomax and Minky. Swick will keep it, though, on the sideline. And it will be Hicks who will trigger this one in. It was in the backcourt for Klein. They get it across. This will be Hicks. Driving right side all the way. Got it. Dalton Hicks on a little runner. He's got 4. And it'll go back to Lewis and Clark. They want to speed this up. Put up a shot. That one's going to be no good. They're going to call a foul as it waved off the shot. It'll go on Swick's Dalton Hicks. That's going to be only the fourth team foul, sorry. And Dylan Craven will come in for Dalton Hicks. This will be on the left baseline here with Lomax. There's a shot. That one's not going to fall. Chambers pulls down the board. This will be Craven. He'll bring it back. Gets it out to Blocker. Now going to Chambers. Lost off his hands. They called a foul, which will be the 9th on Lewis and Clark, which means Chambers has a 1-and-1 coming. The foul is on Lewis and Clark's number 24, Charles Irvin III. And if my math's correctly, that's his 3rd. As it will send Chambers to the line. He is on the season A 47% free throw shooter, 7 for 15, can get to 500 here and then some. And he knocks down the first, so let's see if he can stay 500. Get one more. Nicholas will come in here. And Lee Williams will make his first appearance as well, so he'll be Braden Klein coming out. Ayub Daniels going to come in as well. Julio Regato's out. I think Daniels going to come in for Chambers the next opportunity. 6:51 to go in the half. Second one here for the big guy out of Collinsville. Missed it. Goes 1 for 2. Lewis and Clark will bring it back. Drive it. Left side of the lane. Inside. Nowhere to go. Marshall gets it out to Macy's in the corner. Macy's moving. Gets it out. Marshall Jr. driving. Kick back out. Knocked away by Craven. Keeps it in. Throws it out. Horace trying to track it down. Tips up in the air. Gets it back. Inside for Williams. Couldn't finish. Offensive board Chambers all the way. And what a sequence as Zach Chambers finished off a heck of a play. Heck of an effort by all the guys involved. 39-10. Chambers with 5. 29-point lead, 6:10 to go. Macy spin move, kick out Marshall Jr. Thought about a three. He'll pull up a mid-range. That one's going to miss too short. Horace pulls down a rebound. Swick can get this thing to 30. I mean, they're all over Lewis and Clark today. Blocker. Nowhere to go. Fan it back out. Gives it to Craven. Swick will reset. 20 on the shot clock. Now to Blocker. Horace waiting. Driving. All the way to the basket underneath the hoop, and he gets fouled out of bounds as he got cut off. Foul is on Lewis and Clark. That's their 10th, which means Horace will have a double bonus here. Oop Daniel will come in for Chambers here in just a moment. And Horace is first, in and out. Will be another one here for Horace. Missed it. Rebound Lewis and Clark. So Horace went a rare 0 for 2. 5:38 to go in the half. Driving right side, Mario Brown, and they're going to call a foul on the drive. It's going to go on Swick's Lee Williams. That'll be his first. Back here with Lewis and Clark. That's the 15th foul. That'll be number 6, his blocker. Too much contact on the catch by McCline. So the next one will send Lewis and Clark into the 1-and-1. They'll get this one on the sideline. Trevon Bond will trigger it in. Bond will get it in. Gets into the backcourt for Macy. Down with 3 for McCline. Bang! He knocks down at 3, his first points. That's Lewis and Clark's second 3 of the afternoon, 39-13. Horace will give it to Williams. 5:20 to go in the first half. Out to Blocker. Gets it to Williams. Right block, one-handed shot, airballed it. Daniel pulled down a rebound, though, and lost it. Lewis and Clark brings it back, a 3-on-2. Macy's thought about a 3, made Blocker jump, now pull up mid-range. Missed it. Daniel with the rebound, and Lewis and Clark just missed a lot of shots today. Craven, bounce pass, Williams all the way. Yes, as it goes in on a finger roll. Lee Williams becomes the 11th different score today. There's a 3 by Bond, in and out. Tough miss. Lewis and Clark cannot buy a basket right now. And that went behind, that went over and back. As Williams threw it behind for Craven, his feet were behind the line. 4:39 to go. Go back to Lewis and Clark. Noah Blocker will come out. Quan Little got the start, will come in. He's got 5. This will be Vaughn. Over to his left, nowhere to go. Gets it out. Here comes a three catch and shoot. That one misses. Rebound pulled down by Little. He was double teamed and it knocked away. Macy's will bring it back. He throws it out for McCline. He wants another three. Same spot he made the first one. He makes the next one. He's got 6 in the last 6 for Lewis and Clark. It's a 6-0 run. Craven brings it back. Little's wide open. He wants to respond. Bang from Quan Little. He's got 8. 44-16. Swick by 28. Under 4 to go. Next dead ball being immediate timeout. McCline wants to respond. He couldn't. He missed it. Williams has the rebound. Gets it to Craven across the timeline. Down to Horace. Back to Craven. Back to Horace. Down to Daniel inside. He's fouled. He'll have 2 free throws coming as it's the double bonus for Swick. But before that, we will have a media timeout. We'll return in just a moment. 3:42 to play. 44-16 is your score. With Swick leading on Lewis and Clark. .342 to go here in the first half. Media timeout. Out of the timeout, it'll be Ayub Daniel shooting 2. Lee Williams, Nick Horace, Quan Little, and Dylan Craven also out there for Swick. Here is Daniel shooting 2. And his first one just misses. He is 2 for 5 coming in, 40%. We'd like to improve on that here. Now 2 for 6 and get it to 3 for 7. He can make this one. At Swick, again, we're just a few minutes away from half. I'll have some stats for it. And just excited to see the shooting percentage for both sides. Second one misses. The Swick I talked about coming on tonight, how, will we see any slowness coming out of the gate? Is it going to take a little bit to find the momentum? Well, it really didn't. We had 5 points in 2.5 minutes and then exploded after that. So just looking to see the shooting percentage and Swick, right out of the gate, just continuing to ride the momentum they did going into winter break with 4-1. Deep 3, Stampley, bang! That's a shot his brother takes. But Brian Stampley Jr. also a shooter. He's got 5. And his brother, Samaj Stampley, can make it from anywhere on the court, I tell you. Just pull up 3, and fade away 3. You put a hand in his face, it doesn't matter. Craven gets up top for Little. Move it inside. Here comes a teardrop. Got it. Stayed in. Quan Little with 10. And that score sheet is just starting to fill up. Back here for the Trailblazers. Nice move all the way to the basket. Great finish of Dwight Lomax. He's got 4. 46-21. Swick by 25. Back here with Craven. Move it inside. Bounce pass out in the corner for Little. Bang for 3. Catch and shoot. Quan Little with 13. He's knocked down his 3rd 3 ball of the afternoon. Lewis and Clark brings it back. Kick out. This is going to be with Crosby. He moves. Left side inside the paint. Kick out in the corner bases. He wants a 3 catch and shoot. That one will miss. Rebound Daniel, and it's stolen away. And it's back with Macias. He puts it up and lost it out of bounds. Fumbled it. And it goes back to Swick with 2:11 to play in the half. Great defense. Couldn't get the rebound, but still able to play great defense off the rebound and force the turnover. And Swick will bring it back again. This will be with Craven. Gets it out to Williams. Deep 3. Bang! Hello, Lee Williams. He knocks down his first three. He's got 5. That's another guy that can score the basketball. Coming off the bench, he has 5, and just about 100 seconds to play here in the half. Let's finish strong. We're up by 31. Swick's largest lead. Fake the pass. Put up a shot. That's no good. Daniel has the rebound. 95 seconds. Back across the timeline with Craven. Craven. Kick out up top. Daniel. He goes all the way to the hall. Yes! Ayup Daniel. His first points. Everyone that has appeared, everyone that's played has scored in the first half as Swick has 54 points. They lead by 33, 75 seconds to go. Almost, it is going to be another turnover. Swick can hold on. We're going to get a foul as we had a loose ball as Daniel kind of ran over Lomax. Everything's going right here for Swick so far. The foul is actually going to be on Lewis and Clark's Lomax on the ground, as him and Daniel, as I mentioned, collided. So Lomax will be called for his second, and Swick will go to the line. It will be Daniel. Went 0 for 2 earlier, has a chance to avenge himself. 2 shots coming. 72 seconds to play here in the first half, and a great first half, great last few minutes as well. A 33-point lead, and how about a 47-15 run? It just gets better and better. First one in and out for Daniel. He'll have another one. Try to make his first free throw of the day. Nick Horace, Lee Williams, Quad Little, Dylan Craven are out there for Swick. And the second is good, so Daniel does get a free throw. He's got 3. 34-point lead. It's Swick's largest. It continues to grow. It's been growing all day. McCline, step back jumper, in and out. Rebound Craven, 60 seconds. To Horace. Bounce past Williams, right corner. We'll give it up top for Craven. Now to Little, left key, driving left side and knocked away. Keeps it in, throws it out for Horace. 18 on the shot clock, Craven. Thought about a pass, will drive all the way. Dylan Craven, shot no. Rebound Lewis and Clark, and a little bit of contact underneath the basket. It's going to go on Daniels. He held on to one of Lewis and Clark players. That's Daniels first, and that is the 7th team foul, which means Lewis and Clark will have a 1-and-1 coming with 40.9 here on the game clock. First one is good for Charles Irvin III, his first points. That's Lewis and Clark's 6th different score this afternoon. He'll have an opportunity for another point here with Irvin at the line. He'll miss the second. Daniel pulls down a rebound. 40 seconds, about a 10-second differential in the game clock and shot clock. Maybe 11 seconds, actually. Craven has it back. Bounce pass up top, Little. Nowhere to go. Just going to run some time. Out to Craven in the corner. 10 on the shot clock. Underneath the basket. Had it blocked on a reverse lay. Gets it back. Out to Horace. 5 on the clock. Spin move. Horace. Pull up jump. Nicky Tony. Nicky buckets. He's got 10. Enters double figures. Swick's double-digit score. McCline with the 3. That one will miss. Rebound. Williams has it. 2-1. The heave at the buzzer. A little bit too strong, and that will end the first half, but what a first half. 35-point lead, 57-22 in favor of your Blue Storm. Back in a few minutes here with your halftime report. Here from Swick, 57-22 at the half. This is Swick Men's Basketball on the Swick Athletics YouTube channel. At halftime, Swick holding on to a 35-point advantage, 57-22. We welcome in our halftime report. Steven Stack with you. Swick, right out of the get-go, was able to control this one. They had a 7-6 lead, and since then a 50-16 run to end that first half. And it was Swick only had 5 points, 2.5 minutes in, and it just exploded after that. And have done a really, really good job making shots. And speaking of that, Swick from the field in that first half shot 65%, 22 for 34. Let's get the numbers for you, scored numbers individually. Lead of the first half and scored for the Blue Storms. They lead 57-22 at the half, 13 points for Quan Little, who's knocked down 3 threes, 10 points for Nick Horace. You also have 5 points from 2 different guys in Lee Williams and Zach Chambers. You have 4 points, from 2 different guys in Dalton Hicks and Julia Regato. 3 points from Braden Klein, Dylan Craven, Ayub Daniel, and Noah Blocker. Then a few guys with 2. And this is Bennett Bryles, their leading scorer, came in averaging 15 points, only has 2 points in the half. That just tells you everything. It's is up by 35. 2 points for Bryles and also 2 points for Elsie, who he's their second leading scorer, and he only has 2, but everyone that has appeared in this game for Swick has scored, which you love to see, and they've done a very, very good job of being able to score, and up by 35, and just look at the numbers right there. I mean, everyone's scoring. That's always good, and especially when you're only your 2 leading scorers combined for 4 points. I mean, everyone stepped in, and that's why I keep talking about this team. They have so much scoring talent, so much potential, and that's what you've seen here today. Everyone is scoring. Everyone's having fun. Over for Lewis and Clark, their leading scorer with 6 is Robert McLeod. He knocked down 2 threes. 5 points for Byron Stamplin Jr., 2 scorers with 4 being Dwight Lomax and Joshua Dickens. 2 points for Trevon Bond, and then 1 point for Charles Irvin III. As I mentioned, field goal shooting 65%, 22 for 34. Swick, how about this? 67% from the 3-point line, 6 for 9. You always love that. Over for Lewis and Clark. They are shooting 21% from the field, 7 for 33, and 19% from 3. They've shot 21 threes. 21 of their 33 shots have came from 3-point land, as 4 for 21 from 3, 19%. And free throw shooter for Lewis and Clark, 4 for 6. Looking at the rebounds, Swick is absolutely controlling the boards. Only 5 offensive boards. All those came very early in the first half for Lewis and Clark. Swick did a good job adjusting and really shut that down, as they only have 5 offensive boards. 30-13 is the total on rebounds. And then also, how about 16 assists to 6 turnovers? And like I said, Swick this year, when they just get 16 assists or more, or 6-0, they're obviously shooting better, 39%, way better. I was looking at that metric, 7-0. They're shooting 65% from the field. They're way better from 3 than what the metric is, 27%. They're 6-1. They're shooting 67% from 3. So everything's going their way. And 7 turnovers for Lewis and Clark in the first half. They only had 3 assists. So there's that for 3 blocks as well. All 3 of them coming from Bennett Bryles, who has done a great job. 6 steals. 2 steals for Dylan Craven, and 1 for Braden Klein, Matthew Elsie, Ayub Daniel, and Noah Blocker. So there's that for it. And again, I'll talk about this right now. In wins this year, Swick shooting about 50%, 49.1, and losses 35.1, 33% from 3, and losses 27% from 3. So everything's breaking towards a win. Obviously, you're up by 35. Got to hold on to this. It's a big lead, but everything, you're doing everything well. But you also want to continue doing everything well. You want to play a complete 40 minutes, and we'll see how that goes here for our final 20. That's coming up. We're just about 4.5 minutes away from the start of the second half. We'll have it for you next here. This is your Swick halftime report as the Blue Storm hold on to a 35-point advantage, 57-22 at the half. Back in a moment. Here from Swick. And we welcome you back here from Southwestern Illinois College. Get ready to begin our second half with the Blue Storm holding on to a 35-point advantage over the Trailblazers, 57-22. Steven Stock with the Swick is in gray jerseys. Blue Tech dribbles Blue Storm in the front, and they will have the second half. They'll be out there with Dylan Craven, Quan Little, Matthew Elsey, Nick Horace, and Bennett Briles. Over for Lewis and Clark. They're a little bit of darker gray uniforms, white text and numerals. And they will send out there Joshua Dickens, David Marshall Jr., Dwight Lomax Jr., Parker Maces, and Byron Stampley Jr. The Trailblazers will start with the ball, and they will move left to right on your TV screen. The Blue Storm will move right to left. And we're glad to have you along for the second half. This will be with Lomax. Ended up having 4 first-half points. He moves left side of the lane. That shot's not going to good. And it's going to be Craven that pulls down the rebound. He tiptoes the sideline, had it knocked out of bounds off of Lewis and Clark, and Swick will keep it just about at the half-court line. We'll see where they're going to put him at. It'll be Horace who's going to do the inbounding. And he will have it right in the middle of the between the Swick bench and the scorer's table. Throws it for Elsey. He's got to keep that one in and couldn't. Goes out of bounds. So Swick will turn it over on their first possession. It'll go back to Lewis and Clark as we're 14 seconds in here to the second half. This will be back here with Lomax. He'll bring it across. Move it up top. Gives it out right for Joshua Dickens. Drives right side the lane. No good, but a foul. And it will be 2 free throws coming for Dickens. The foul is on Swick's number 3, Dylan Craven. First foul took 23 seconds into the half. And here is Dickens to the line. He's got 4 on the afternoon. Very good free throw shooter, 77% on the season. His second one is good. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. And that one almost stolen away. Craven double team gets it to Horace. Horace moving. Kick out Little in the corner. Back up top, Craven. Swick will reset and slow it down. Now it's to Little. Klein will come in the next dead ball for the Blue Storm. Gives it to Horace. Out to Elsey. Elsey moving left side. Underneath the basket. Triple team. And he traveled. He couldn't put it up. He was, well, they're going to call a foul before the travel, it looked like. Okay. Never mind. He had 3 guys on him and couldn't do much, but he was fouled. It's on Lewis and Clark's Byron Stampley Jr., his first. So first foul on Lewis and Clark comes 49 seconds in. This will be on the right baseline here with Craven. He'll throw it up top for Briles. He'll catch inside the paint. Marshall Jr. automatic stripped away. Trailblazers will bring it back here with Dickens. Moving to the left key. Driving right side. Had it blocked out of bounds. They're going to call a foul, though. It looked like Briles was the one that got a hand on it. Foul will go against Elsey. That's Swick's second team foul. And it will send Dickens back to the line. He went 2 for 2. His first trip just about 30 seconds ago. Game action. He makes the first. He's up to 7 on the day. Have another one coming. He's got 8, goes 2 for 2 again. This will be Briles in the backcourt. Little gets it back to Briles. Bounce pass for Craven. Craven now up top for Klein. Klein moving. Gives it to Craven again. 15 on the shot clock. Little. 18:40 to play here in the second half. Little stuck. Stampley pressing up. Gets it out to Craven. Throws underneath for Elsey off the cut. Layup, yes. Off the glass. Elsey's got 4. 59-26, 33-point lead. Swick came up by 35 here in the second half. Dickens, right elbow, kick out. Pull-up shot by Lomax. That one misses too short. Rebound knocked away as it was Dickens who knocked it out of the hands of Dylan Craven. That pass will go out of bounds. Off of Lewis and Clark, so Swick will inbound it again. Craven will have it. Gets it to Klein. Klein stuck in the backcourt. Got to find somebody. Gets it to Bryles. Gets it across with 22 of the shot clock and then threw it away. Pressed there by Lewis and Clark. Forces a turnover. Back here with Lewis and Clark. They'll bring this one back. Almost lost it there was Macy, so we'll give it out to Lomax. His pull-up shot's no good. Little pulls down a rebound. He'll bring it back for Craven. Now Bryles all the way to the hole. Layup, yes! Bennett Bryles. He's got 4. Bring this one back again. Dickens puts up a shot from an awkward angle. No good at the side of the backboard. They're going to blow a whistle, though, for a foul. Another foul will send Lewis and Clark to the line. Dickens back to the line again. He's 4 for 4 in this half, and there's the first miss. As Dalton Hicks will come in for Matthew Elsey. 17:34 to go here in the second half. 61-26 in favor of Southwestern Illinois College. Second one is good. Dickens up to 9, lead the Trailblazers in scoring. Craven gets it into Bryles. Back to Craven. He'll run the sideline. Moving. Now to the free throw line. He'll give it out to Little. Little. Back to Craven at the half-court logo. He waits. Now dribbles. Getting past Bond all the way. Layup, yes! Dylan Craven. He's got 5. His second layup of the day. And he'll be back here with Bond. He throws it out. Got by Mario Brown. He'll move it up top. Crossover. Now get out to Marshall Jr. Marshall Jr. left block. Gets up top for Brown. Brown pull up shot free throw line. Missed it. Rebound. Fighting for it. Hicks has it. And he's going to be double teamed. Held ball called. Possession arrows in favor of Lewis and Clark. So they will get possession back with 16:56 to go. Back here with Lewis and Clark on the right baseline. Bond will throw it up top. Caught by Irvin. He'll give it off to Brown. Brown out of Bond. He wants a 3. Bang! Trevon Bond knocks down a 3. He's got 5. His first three-pointer. And it's 63-30. So far a +2 second half by Lewis and Clark. Craven will get it across. 16:35 to go in the half. Klein. Kick out Little. Right wing 3. Missed it a little bit too short. Gets it on offense board of the corner. Now drives inside the paint. Trying to kick it out. Bryles is there. And then lost it. He couldn't hold on to it. And it's back with the Trailblazers. 2-on-1. Brown all the way to the hole. Got it. Whistle foul. Count the basket. Mario Brown with his first points. And we'll have a chance to add on one more. As the foul goes against Braden Klein. That will be his second. And Mario Brown Jr. to the line. Zach Chambers will come in for Bennett Bryles. Mario Brown Jr. on the air is a 73% free throw shooter, 19 for 26. Missed it. Rebound Chambers. Craven throws it up for Little. He tracks it down 2-on-1. Nice dish to Hicks. Jam time. Little one-handed quick flush by Dalton Hicks. He's got 6. Back here with Lewis and Clark. Inside, underneath. And a travel as Swick forces the turnover. Back with the Blue Storm. 16:01 to go. Great sequence and a great job. And just put that one down. And it all started with Craven throwing it up for Little. He runs a 2-on-1. Ran it perfectly. We're pretty much split the defense. And gave Hicks a good look. And he gets the finish and back up by 33. This will be Craven. Extend ball results in immediate timeout. This will be Hicks in the corner. Gets it inside Chambers. Big man sack. No. Offensive board. Hicks all the way. Missed it too strong. Rebound's tipped out of bounds off of Lewis and Clark. Swick will keep it with 15:40 to go. We'll have a media timeout before Swick can inbound it. We'll be back in a moment. 65-32. We'll return in a moment here from Swick. (65-32) the score. Swick will have it on the left baseline out of the media timeout. Craven will be the trigger man. Gets it up for Hicks. Lost it. Chambers gets it back. Puts it up. Missed it. Rebound Lewis and Clark. Then a whistle. As out of the media timeout, Braden Klein, Quan Little, Zach Chambers, Dalton Hicks, Dylan Craven. Whistle will be a foul. It goes against Swick. So I'll go back to Lewis and Clark. It's going to be the 15th foul on the Blue Storm. Trailblazers are yet to commit a foul here in the second half. Back here with the Trailblazers. This will be Dwight Lomax. He runs it up top. A little bit of space. He'll get it out to Macias. Macias up top, thought about a three was Dickens. Running all the way. Had it knocked out and a whistle for a foul. This will go against Dalton Hicks for a hold. That's going to be his second. And the 16th foul, only just one more, will send Lewis and Clark to a 1-1. 15:21 to go in the half. Currently a +2 second here by Lewis and Clark. A 10-8. And that one went out of bounds. Was knocked away. So Lewis and Clark will keep it. Chris Crosby will inbound this one. Gets up top for Macias. He will call the offense. Gives it out right. Gives it to Lomax Jr. He moves all the way to the hole. Layup. No. Rebound Chambers. He'll bring it back as he gives it to Craven. He'll move it across. And then a whistle for a timeout as Craven was in trouble. So we'll take one as well. 14:58 to play in the half. 65-32. Swick by 33. Back in a moment here from Swick. This is Swick men's basketball on the Swick Athletics YouTube channel. 14:58 to go. Timeout on the floor. Swick will have it out of the timeout. They move right to left under TV screen. Hicks is stuck. Just barely got it in before the 5 seconds, and then lost it out of bounds was Klein. Oh, man. Just couldn't inbound that one. And led to trouble, and Swick turns it over back to Lewis and Clark. 14:54 to play. They'll move it left to right, 65-32. This is a game back in November that was only a 2-point difference, 80-78, that went right down the buzzer. Well, Swick is looking to get over 80 and obviously win by way more. Dickens, nice move inside, gets it off to Lomax. Almost fumbled it out, but he still has it as he tracked it down. Now in the corner, nowhere to go. Now puts up a teardrop, airballed it. Great defense there. It'll be Klein. He gets it to Craven. Craven moving. Free throw line, kick out Little in the left wing. He goes inside for Chambers. Chambers, double team, now triple team, gets it back. He's got it loose. Klein, layup, airball down a reverse lay. It's a good shot, just couldn't get that one again in the basket. A little bit too strong. That one's knocked away. Good double team. Klein will get it right back. As it was him and Hicks on the ball handler and Chris Crosby. Klein with 5. Back here with the Trailblazers. This is going to be with Crosby. Kick out left corner. Catch and shoot 3. Dickens. Bang. Got it. Joshua Dickens with 12. Craven will bounce pass it a little. Almost lost it. It's going to go out off of Lewis and Clark as Macy is trying to keep it in, but he went out of bounds with the ball. Swick, a few more turnovers than you probably want here in this second half. Or not even just turnovers, the way they're kind of just losing the ball out of bounds too. I mean, and there's a few times they haven't turned it over, but they've had the ball lost out of bounds. It's like a little bit better ball security, ball possession, or ball control. This will be Hicks. He's double teamed, and he has to kind of weave through the defenders. He's going to draw a foul. It's going to go against Trevon Bond for Lewis and Clark. That's going to be their first foul of the half, and it comes 6 minutes, 28 seconds in. Back here with Swick. This will be Craven. Got it on a pass from Little. Moving at the center half-court logo. Gets the screen. Craven right elbow. Bounce pass. Chambers. Layup. Yes. Zach Chambers with 7. Back here with Trevon Bond. He goes up top of the key waiting. Gives it to Macias. He'll throw it back up top. Caught by Crosby. He moves, puts up an awkward one-handed shot. That's too strong as Swick will bring it back. This will be here with Hicks. Gets it out to Klein. Out in the corner for Little. 12:50 to play. Chambers inside. He's going to be fouled. It's like a little bit of holding contact there. Trent Minke for Lewis and Clark called for his first. Second team foul. This will be Craven. He'll have it on the right baseline as Quan Little will come in for, as Nick Horace came in. As Little's going to, I don't know what's going on, but anyway, he's going to not come in, and that one's thrown underneath. Gets it out to Horace, now up top for Klein. He moves inside, Braden Klein, yes, off the glass. He's made his last 2, and he's got 7. Back here with Lewis and Clark with Dickens. 71-35, Swick by 36, plus 1 half now in favor of the Blue Storm. Marshall Jr. kick out in the corner, and there's going to be a whistle, and they turned it over as Minke was out of bounds when he got the ball. So a turnover, Swick will get it back. Dalton Hicks will come out, Quan Little in. They'll be back with Craven here in the backcourt. We'll get it across. Trying to find something as Minke's all over him. Minke falls down. Swick a 5-on-4. Chambers! Hello! Jump time! Big finish for King Zach. Chambers with 9 all of a sudden. He has exploded today. Layup, that's no good, and it's going to go out of bounds. Lee Horace is the last one to touch it. As he had a man down, Minke fell down, and Swick took advantage of it. Man down, jam down. Immediate timeout with right at 12 minutes, and It'll be Swick possession, it looks like, out of the immediate timeout. I'll have that for you next. 73-35. It is Swick basketball out of the immediate timeout, moving right to left. This will be Craven. Horace, Klein, Chambers, and Little out there for Swick. Lee Williams will come in the next dead ball as Craven trapped near the sideline. It's two guys on him trying to weave out of traffic, and he does. Now brings it back inside the arc all the way. His runner's no good as Marshall Jr. had the rebound for the Trailblazers. Bounce pass out to McLeod. He wants a three. Missed it too strong. Rebound, Zach Chambers. He'll give it to Little and stole it away as Marshall Jr. tried to keep it in. And it goes out of bounds as he could not. Another one of those plays where Swick tried to avoid kind of an unnecessary turnover or lost ball out of bounds as Braden Klein will come out. Dylan Craven will also come out. Dalton Hicks and Lee Williams in for the both of them. This will be Hicks who will trigger it in. Gets it into Williams. Lee Williams with 5 points in that first half. Hicks gets it across. Picked up his dribble out a little. Back to Hicks. 11:18 to go here in the half. Puts on the deck. Dribble it up top. Williams. He wants a three. Catch and shoot. Missed it. Rebound. Little fighting for it. And it was stolen away, but Lewis and Clark out. It was Dickens and Little. And they got it out to McClellan. Layup all the way by Minky will not go. And it'll be back with Swick with Williams. He gets it out to Hicks. Hicks gets it to Williams in the backcourt. Throws it for Little. Little. Shot airball that one. Tough miss. A little bit of a rush shot, it looked like. Back here with Lewis and Clark. Dickens gets it out. Minky wants a three. Bang! Got that one. Trent Minky, his first points. Cubs from three-point land, 73-38. Swick by 35 and +0 here, second half, as Swick led by 35 going into this half. This will be Horace. Gets out to Little. Head fake. Moving all the way. Gets it to Chambers, left block. Puts it up. No good, but a foul. And the freshman out of Collinsville will have 2 free throws coming. It's Zach Chambers. Foul goes against Trent Minky. That's his second. And it's only their 4th team foul. They've actually picked up a few here in the last about 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, they went a long time without a foul. First one, pinballs. Quan Little will come out. Noah Blocker back in. Ended up having 3 points in the first half. First appearance of the second half. The second one will miss from Chambers. It'll be back to Lewis and Clark. They get this one across here with Mario Brown. He kicks out to Dickens. Dickens moving all the way. Puts up a teardrop. Got it. That one would not be coming out. It stayed in. Dickens with 14. Halfway through in the second half. 3/4 of the game through. Blocker gets it a hit. Dalton Hicks, 73-40. Back to Blocker. He gives it to Horace inside the arc. Pull-up shot. Missed it. Rebound. Chambers couldn't get it. And it's back here with Macy's, the Trailblazers. Gets it out to Bond. Bond moving. Now to Brown. He wants a 3 catch and shoot. Bang! Mario Brown. He's got 5. 73-43, 30-point game. I think this is the lowest it's been in the second half. This will be Horace. Right side all the way. Layup! Whistle foul! Count the basket for Nick Horace. Nicky buckets, baby. He's got 12 as he took a little bit of a hit falling down to the deck. He'll have a free throw trying to complete a 3-point play. That's the 15th foul on Lewis and Clark. Julio Regato will come in for Zach Chambers, who played some big minutes. Lee Williams, Julio Regato, Nick Horace, Dalton Hicks, and Noah Blocker all out there. And the free throw's good for Horace. He's got 13. He actually ties Little for the score lead with 13. I think Little has had all 13 come in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. 9:15 to play. Bond up top. Macias down the corner for Brown. He will shoot a 3 to respond. That one will miss. Horace pulls down a rebound on the weak side. Gets it to Hicks. Hicks gets it to Blocker. Here is Blocker moving right side of the lane all the way. Couldn't get that runner to go. 9 minutes to play back here with Lewis and Clark. This will be Bond up top moving. Bounce pass out in the corner. Catch it, shoot 3. And it's going to be waved off as it looked like out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds was Dwight Lomax Jr. Swick will get it back off the turnover. Horace will get it into Hicks. Hicks to Williams. Williams back to Hicks. Moving up the volleyball line. Gets a screen up top. Now to Horace. Inside Regato. Trying to use the position, and he got some good positioning and made it. Took advantage of it. Makes the basket. He's got 6. 78-43. 35-point game. Drive it all the way. They're going to call a foul. It looked like Hicks gave him a little bit of a hit there. That'll be his 3rd. 17 foul. And it'll be 2 free throws coming for Lewis and Clark's Trevon Bond. On the season coming into this one is a 73% free throw shooter, 8 for 11. First one will miss. Dalton Hicks will come out. Same thing with Nick Horace. Quan Little, Dylan Craven back in. On second will miss. Williams pulls down the board. Consider Craven. Bounce pass back to Williams. He'll get it across the timeline. Now to Craven. Almost fumbled the pass. Gets it back. He'll dribble. Gets a screen. Craven right side of the key. Moves to his left, out to his right, all the way. Got it! Dylan Craven. He's got 7. 80-43. Swick back by 37, tying their largest lead of the afternoon. As Stampley had it lost out of bounds. 2 guys were on him. It goes off of Swick. And with 7:58 to play, we'll take our second to last media timeout of this one. 80-43. Back in a moment here from Swick. of the immediate timeout, Lewis and Clark basketball. As Swick out of the immediate timeout, have Mercado, Williams, Blocker, Craven, and Little. As we play with 7:50 to go, Steven Stockton with you as always, 80-43. Mario Brown, left side of the lane, no good. But they will call a foul. That's going to go on Lee Williams. That's going to be his second. That's going to be Swick's 8th team foul, and Mario Brown Jr. to the line for 2. Went 0 for 2 from the line earlier here in this half. 7:46 to go. Swick cruising to win number 8. It'll be 3 in a row after today, and it'll be 5-1 the last 6. That one will pinball for Brown. It stayed in. He's got 6 on the day. And everything, I just feels like even since the second loss to Mobile Area, your third loss of the season, feels like since then Swick's been playing very, very good basketball. Ever since really the Lewis and Clark game, they've been playing very, very good. This will be Craven. Swick started 1-2, 6-2 in the last 8, and just been playing some good basketball. Williams, and had that tough loss against Wabash. That one thrown underneath. There was no one there, just threw it away. But Swick will get it back off a steal. Little gives it a blocker, running all the way. Layup, no, but a foul. 7:18 to play. Going to go against Marshall Jr. Noah Blocker to the line. He'll shoot 2. But, even that loss against Wabash, always tough to play in Mount Carmel in that gym, and they're a good team, and just barely lost that one. Free throw's good for Blocker. He's got 4, but even that game he played well. Blocker on the season as he makes his first is a 40% free throw shooter, 4 for 10 coming into today. Klein came in for Little as Blocker goes 2 for 2, makes them both. Everyone today has at least 3 points. You love to see it. Marshall Jr. on a run. That's no good. Blocker kicks it out. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Lewis and Clark. 7:08 to go. Going in the backcourt here with McClellan out in the corner for Marshall Jr., and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. There's been a few of those today by Lewis and Clark where they just kind of stepped out of bounds off of catches on passes. It's at least the third. Swick will have it back. Look at the matchup history between these two. Swick, as I mentioned earlier, won 80-78 back in November of 2024, so earlier this year, or season. Guess you can't really say earlier this year anymore. It's Klein from the left corner. Nice layup. Klein with 9. But Swick has actually won the last 10. Last 10 versus Lewis and Clark. They're 13-1 since 2018 against the Trailblazers. The last win came back on the 19th of February back in 2020. It was a 93-81 win at Lewis and Clark for the Trailblazers. Since then, Swick's won 10 straight. They'll make it 11 today. Bounce pass out to Blocker. It was stolen away. Good play by Mario Brown, who picked that one off, and then he's going to hit the deck as there will be a foul. So they'll call it out. I think it's going to go against Klein. It will be. That'll be his third. And the 19th foul, which will send Lewis and Clark to the line. Mario Brown Jr. will have a 1-and-1 coming as Matthew Elsey will come in for Brandon Klein. First one for Brown. He'll get another. He's got 7. Went 1 for 2 from the line just about a minute ago. 6:17 to go here in the second half. And the next. Got it. Mario Brown Jr. with 8. Ed Craven will throw it in for Williams. Williams will get it across. Gives it off to Craven. Craven had it fumbled out. It's going to be a foul. It's going to go against Parker Macias. That's going to be his first, but but that is the 7th team foul. And it'll send Craven to line for 1 and 1. So both teams in a 1 and 1 bonus currently. Craven with 7 points today. Continues to light up the score sheet. He'll miss the free throw, and then rebounds tipped out of bounds off of Swick. So Lewis and Clark looking at back, 6:06 to go in this one. We'll have one more media timeout coming for you at the under 4. That should wrap things up here on a Saturday afternoon. Starting off the new year right as Swick. Marshall Jr. with a 3. That one will miss. And it's going to be win number 8 and win number 1 of the new year. Elsie in the left corner. Double team, gets it out to Craven. Back inside. It was stolen away. Picked that one off was Grant Birch. And then a whistle. It's going to be a foul that goes against Swick, and it will be a double bonus coming up for Grant Birch, who just made his first appearance of today. He'll go to the line for 2, and he on the season is a 1-for-2 free throw shooter, 50%. First one got it. Birch. His first points of the day. Bennett Bryles will come in for Julie Regano. Dylan Craven also out. I believe Lee Williams is the one that came in for him. 1 for 2 goes Birch. Stays 50% on the year. So he missed the second. Blocker will bring it back. Gives it up top for Elsie. He'll give it off to Klein. Klein will slow it down and just wait. Using the pivot foot. Now puts on that as he gets out to Elsie. He dribbles. Gets a screen from Bryles. Move to his right, trying to do a pick and roll. Bryles couldn't free up, though. Blocker, step back 3. Missed it off the glass. Back here with Lewis and Clark. Inside. The runner, yes, got it. Trent Meeke with 5. 84-49. Swick back by 35. It gets us all the way back to where we just were to start the half. 15 minutes of play, and we're still at 35. Is the differential here between the two. Elsie inside, double team, trying to kick it out. He's had it stripped away, and they're going to call a foul. That is going to be the 8th on Lewis and Clark. Which means Elsie will head to the line for a 1 and 1. Only 4 points on the day for Swick's second leader scorer coming in. He's averaging 13.2 coming into today. And Elsie misses the first offensive board of Lee Williams inside. Puts up to the contact. Going to get that one to go. Went in and out. Back here with Lewis and Clark. Nice spin move all the way to the basket. Good finish by Joshua Dickens. He's got 16. 16 of the 51 Trailblazer points. Back here with Clyde. He gets it to Bryles. Gives it a blocker. Spin move all the way. Layup, yes. No, a blocker as that one bounced in. He's got 7. Dickens brings it back. Spin move. Try to put that one up on Elsie. Elsie, no. As Dickens is down, hopefully he's all right. It's a 5-on-4 as Elsie layup, and it's good. Now an injury timeout, and hoping Joshua Dickens is all right. He gets up on his own as Braden Klein over to help him out. Good moment of sportsmanship there by Swick's Braden Klein. So he helps up Dickens to their bench there, and it was a little bit of a limp from Dickens. And we hope for the best from the Lewis and Clark player and Joshua Dickens, who is as you've seen today, he's a very, very good player. Sophomore out of Hazelwood West High School. Back here with Lewis and Clark, and that one is going to be a foul. As Horace and Klein were there, it's going to go against Klein. I believe that's Klein's 4th, and we'll have a media timeout. It will be our last. Out of it, Trent Meeke will shoot 2 for the Trailblazers. Back in a moment from Swick. First one of two out of the immediate timeout by Trent Minke from the line will miss. He has 5 points on the day. He will get another with 3:57 to go here in this ball game. Swick up by 36. That second one is good for Minke. And it will be win number 8 of the year. And Swick's going to have a .667 win percentage after this one today. 8-4, 5-1 their last 6. And, man, it just feels like I mentioned this earlier, ever since about the 5th or 6th game of the year, Swick has done a very good job and a lot better basketball showed as LC turns it over. Go back to Lewis and Clark. And, like I said, just some good wins. Lewis and Clark 80-78 up in Godfrey, and then you fell to Mobile area by 17. But after that, it really felt like Swick turned things around. 22-point win against Jefferson College, and then a 2-point win against Three Rivers, 68-66. Fell to Wabash, up at Wabash. That's going to be out of bounds, so stay with Lewis and Clark. Only a 4-point loss, and they beat Red Lake by 5, and then St. Louis Community College by 14. That was a top 20 team in Division II. So they're doing a lot of things right, and some good basketball being played. That's what we wanted to see. Macy's will pull for 3 with some space catch and shoot. Missed that one too strong. Ended up launching a brick as they get it back, though, as Minke gets it inside. Right block for Mario Brown. His layup will miss. Offensive board. Put back. Got it. Whistle foul. Count the basket. It's good. Charles Irvin the third. He's up to 3. And he'll have a free throw coming. Trying to complete a 3-point play. Zach Chambers will come in for Bennett Briles. And your top 2 scorers coming in today. Briles, who's averaging 15.5. LC, who's averaging 13. Today, in this game, they've combined for 10 points. So just about 1/9 of your scoring. And they were coming in averaging about little more than just about almost 40% of your scoring. Free throws missed. Ayub Daniels also in as LC comes out. 3:05 to go. So just kind of a little bit of a snapshot of the score, and that one's going to be turned over. It's going to go out. Turned over off Lewis and Clark. Swick will have it. 3:02 to go, and we'll have all those stats for you. Invite you to tune into our post-game show coming up on the conclusion of this one. Dalton Hicks will come in for Lee Williams. We'll, of course, have a post-game guest and recap this one for you and get you ready for the game on Wednesday. It'll be against Vincennes at home. The Trailblazers out of Indiana. That's going to be 10 seconds on Swick. They turn it over. Be a 5 o'clock start for the women and a 7 o'clock start for the men. And have both of those for you here. So Lewis and Clark will have it back here with Dwight Lomax. Will kick out left corner. Mario Brown. And he went out of bounds. And that's another one of those by Lewis and Clark. Another turnover. We're just taking a foot out of bounds. It's at least the 4th or 5th today. And a lot of them came here in the second half. Chambers will throw it out for Hicks. Hicks looking it back to Chambers. He gets it across. Chambers for Little, now for Hicks. Hicks waiting. Gets a screen. Hicks moved to his right, nowhere to go. Gives it up top for Daniel. 2:28 to go. Free throw line. Daniel out in the corner for Little. Inside the arc. Now kick out. Had it tipped away by Minke. And they're going to say what off of Daniel. Swick turned it over. Back to Lewis and Clark with 2:22 to go in this one. Lewis and Clark's going to fall to 4-11. Could be 3-6 in their last 9 after this one today. Minke moving inside. Kick out Bond. He wants a 3. In and out. Offensive board and then a whistle as Hicks came away with it from Lewis and Clark's Minke. And the foul's going to go against Dalton Hicks. He's going to come out. Braden Klein will come back in for him. And Trent Minke will shoot 2 with 2:07 to play. First one is good. Minke up to 7. on the afternoon. He'll make it 8. Up by 32. Swick entered the half up by 35, so +3 for Lewis and Clark. Horace will have it. Under 2 minutes to play, dribbling, right elbow. Now going inside, gets it to Chambers. Chambers all the way. And King Zach has 11 now. He enters double digits, only 3 total double-digit scores today. Little and Horace both with 13. And then Chambers with 11. He can make it 13 here as he has the basket. Or underneath the basket, sorry. And ended up drawing a foul. As there was a whistle blown. It's going to go against Trevon Bond. But his second 9th team foul, so Chambers in the 1-and-1. So he can get to 13 here if he can make them both. Chambers gets it. He's got 12. Needs one more. Trying to tie the scoring lead. And after him, it's Braden Klein with 9. And he's got 13. Swick with 3 total scores, each with 13 points. Little, Horace, and Chambers. Under 90 seconds to play. He'll hand it off to Bond. Bond moving out in the right corner for Lomax. Dribbling. Kick it back out, Bond. Thought about a 3 on a head fake. Now gets it up top. This will be Chris Crosby. Spin move all the way inside. Got it to Minky. He puts it up and then a foul underneath with 68 seconds to play. Trent Minky to the line. He's got 8 on the day. And he'll make it 9. And the second, he gets them both. He's got 10. He enters double digits. Lewis and Clark's second double-digit score of the day. It's Dickens with 16. That leads the team in scoring. Horace will have it. 60 seconds to go. Up top, gives it out to Klein. Now back out to Horace. He moves to his left, out to Little. Little, back to Klein. Now to Horace. Horace, 50 seconds. 10 on the shot clock to Little. Now to Daniel. Backing down, right block. Just puts up a fade. Missed it too strong. Rebound Lewis and Clark. And about a 12-second differential in the shot clock and game clock with 38 seconds to play. Out in the corner. Catch and shoot 3 for Birch. That one'll miss. Offensive board. Underneath. Puts it up. It'll bounce in for Francis Vogel. His first points. And we have 25 seconds. Shot clock turned off. Horace will hold. We'll see if Lewis and Clark will back off as Horace will just dribble to the contact. He'll pull it out. And Lewis and Clark looks like they'll back off, which means we got 10 seconds left. We got to run that out. But that means Swick is going to move to 8-4. And we're going to start the new year 2025 with the Blue Storm winner, 92-60. 8-4 now in the air. Swick moves to 5-1 their last 6. Lewis and Clark falls to 4-11. 92-60 the final. We'll talk about it next. Swick with the 92-60 win over Lewis and Clark, starting off the new year with a win as they move to 8-4 now in the year, 5-1 their last 6. Lewis and Clark falls to 4-11. Here joined by assistant coach Landon Bryles. Coach, thanks for taking time to join me as always.
Yep, no problem.
All right, so you guys start off the new year with the win, and I was kind of coming in here today looking to see how you guys were going to play after a long break, 2.5 weeks off, but you guys right out of the gate, and you only scored 5 points in the first 2.5 minutes, but then after that, exploded at 57 points in the first half.
Yeah, well, we had a really good week of practice leading up to the game. The guys were ready to play somebody, and it started to show after we kind of shaked off that little bit of rust at the beginning, but had a great first half.
Yeah, you guys continue that in the second half, ended up winning by 32, and you go back to the first matchup with these guys back in early November on the 19th of November. I think it was like your 4th game of the season. You guys only won by 2, but now you win by 32. These guys here back at home, and that's a huge improvement, and I think it speaks to what the progress has been with this team over the last few weeks and over the last month.
Yeah, they had a semester of experience, and they knew what they were expecting coming in the game, and we just executed really, really well.
You look at scored, you guys had 3 guys with 13. Quan Little, you also had Nick Horace and Zach Chambers. Great scoring game, but I was looking at, your 2 leading scorers coming in was Matthew Elsey and Bennett Bryles. They only combined for 10 points today. Everyone else stepped up, and we're talking about it all season. You guys have some scores that anyone could go out there and make a basket, but it really showed today with those 3 leading. Everyone at Pierre also scored.
Yeah, that's what we really like about the team is everybody can score. So it doesn't matter who's going to be playing. We trust everybody with the ball when they get in.
How huge was the rebound game for you guys? 50-28 was the rebound advantage, plus 22, and I think it was about plus 20 at halftime as well. He ended up having 7 rebounds from Zach Chambers, played some big minutes today, 6 from Bryles, also 6 from Craven, 4 from Elsey. Rebounds really gave you guys a big advantage there too.
Yeah, and that just happens when you're a bigger team. We knew coming in the game we needed to dominate the boards, and we did that obviously. So we're glad we were able to do that, and we saw that really big in the first half because it was 30-12 or something like that.
You guys ended up having 22 assists in this game, and he had 11 from Dylan Craven. Just talk about him real quick, the way he can run this offense. He does a really good job. Scoring ability is picked up here a little bit too at 7, but 11 assists. He had a really good game, and he's had a lot of those where he dishes out and finds open guys.
Yeah, his vision's really good for our team, and especially when we're getting into our actual offense. We just trust him with the ball, and he always knows where to find people.
All right, Coach. Vincennes on Wednesday. It's going to be a tough one against the team out of Indiana. They're a very good team. What are you looking to see going into Wednesday and continue the winning ways? It's 3 straight, trying to make it 4 straight Wednesday.
Find the keys that we want to have going into the game. Like tonight was rebounding. Rebound's always going to be big, but turnovers is going to be another thing we're going to look to do well with and going into that game. So we'll figure out our game plan going into it, and we're going to keep at it.
Well, Coach, thank you as always.
Yep,
Congrats
no
on the win.
Thank you.
Here for you. Assistant coach Landon Bryles joined us here at home, and Swick at the win, 92-60. Talked a little bit of the box score. We'll talk about score numbers here. Start Thade's office. Swick was victorious in this one. You had 13 points from 3 different guys: Quan Little, Nick Horace, Zach Chambers. You also saw 9 points from Braden Klein, 7 points from Dylan Craven, 7 points from Noah Blocker. You had a few guys with 6. That's Julia Rogado, Dalton Hicks, and Matthew Elsey. You had 5 points come from Lee Williams, who knocked down to 3. You had 4 points come from Bennett Bryles. So I mentioned him and Elsey only combined for 10, and then 3 points for Ayub Daniel to wrap things out. Everyone scored today for Swick, which you always love to see. Every single guy scored. Over for Lewis and Clark, their scoring. Their leading scorer was Joshua Dickens. He had 16 points, 10 points for Trent Minke, 8 points for Mario Brown Jr. He had 6 points come from Robert McCline, who knocked down 2 threes, 5 points for Byron Stampley Jr., 5 points for Trevon Bond, 4 points for Dwight Lomax Jr., 3 points for Charles Irvin III, and then 2 points for Francis Vogel, who came late, and then 1 point for Grant Birch to wrap things out. Scored by the half, 57-22, plus 35, and then a minus 3 second, 38-35 in favor of Lewis and Clark. Looking at the shooting numbers, I mentioned Swick shot 65% from the field in the first half. Ended up finishing about 60% actually. Shooting 37 for 62. They shot still 54% for the second half. Did not make a three. They ended up finishing 6 for 12 from three. Still 50%. You'll take that clip, and then free throw shooting 52%. Would like a little bit better. 12 for 21, but did not hurt them in a game that you're up by so much and dominate. Lewis and Clark on their side only shot 28% from the field. They ended up going 17 for 61. They shot 8 for 31 from three, 36%. And had an okay game from the line, went 16 for 28, 64%. Look at some enhanced scoring. Swick went plus 6 on points off turnovers, 27-21, plus 40 points in the paint, 54-14. They beat him in second chance points, plus 1, 10-9, and also went plus 18 on bench points, 53-35. That's what happens. You get all these guys scored, and that's what Swick had today. Rebounding game, we mentioned it, 50-28, a plus 22 and 12 offensive boards, and big rebounding game. 4 for Klein, 4 for Little, 6 for Williams, 4 for Elsey, 6 for Craven, 4 for Dadiel, 3 for Horace, 6 for Bryles, 3 for Blocker, 7 for Zach Chambers, who give a player of the game award. I think it's going to go to Zach Chambers. He had a great performance, and really reminded me today of his days at Collinsville, just as early as last year. Former K-Hawk, and great score. I'll give a shout out to him at Horace and Weisinger as well. I've been talking about them a lot. I was just at the Collinsville Holiday Classic tournament for high school basketball over the winter break, and I was asked about them a lot because I doing Swick basketball and gave them three some love, and I always do. And those three guys, it's fun to watch at high school, but also fun to watch here at the collegiate level. Great game for Zach Chambers. Swick did turn it over 18 times. He had 22 assists to 18 turnovers, and the stats are now going to show you this. Swick is 7-0 when they tally 16 assists or more in a game. They're going to be 4-1 now when they tally more assists and turnovers, and they turned it over a lot in the second half. Let me get that number for you. Let me look at my first half and see how many times they turned over in the second half, because it was a lot. And that's something they're going to like to, obviously trim down a bit. Only turned it over 6 times in the first half, so 12 total turnovers in the second half. That's not the greatest. Lewis and Clark turned it over 16 times, so they were able to at least force some there. Did go -2 in the differential. 10 steals on 4 blocks, 3 blocks for Bennett Bryles. The other one came from Matthew Elsey. 10 steals, you had 3 from Braden Klein and 2 coming from Dylan Craven that led the way. But turnovers, you'd like to turn that down a bit, but assist was really good. Ball movement's really good, and it's going to be one of those keys today. But 8-0 now when you shoot 39% or better from the field. How about 7-1, you shoot 27% from 3 or better. It's 7-0 when you score 80 points or more in a game. And Swick, great scoring game, great shooting game, and you're going to need that on Wednesday against a very good Vincent's team, who I haven't looked at the rankings. They were at one time this season receiving votes in the Division I men's basketball poll. So we'll see. I'll look at that coming into the new week on Monday with the new rankings coming out a new week, what they are on Wednesday. It's going to be tough no matter if they're ranked or receiving votes or not receiving votes. They're a tough team no matter what, and it will be tough for very tough game for Swick. But we'll see what they can do, because Swick today put up some good numbers through the basketball. They're going to need that, but they got to turn down the turnovers on Wednesday. That's something they have to do, is turn down the turnovers. They got to find a way to not turn over 12 times in the second half, because with Vincennes, they'll break you down and make you pay for those. But Swick still did a good job today. It's a good win no matter what. It's a good win. They always like to win by a lot. 32 is your margin today. And Swick improves to 8-4 now in the year. 5-1 their last 6. Lewis and Clark's now 4-11, and the ball just continues to roast. I mean, Swick experience. They're starting to progress. They're starting to get better. Could learn, adapt, improve, or whatever word, whatever adjective you want to use to describe what this last month and a half has been. But it's been a lot of good work and a lot of improvement. And these guys are really, really starting to take off and find their footing and find their game. So Wednesday, Vincennes comes to town. That will be I believe that's a 5 o'clock start, which means they'll be on the air for the women's game at 4:50 with the pregame, and then the men's game will follow at around 7 o'clock. That's going to be a 6:50-ish pregame. We'll be on, starting pregame coverage just about a little less than 10 minutes before the tip in that one, but we'll have it all for you here on the Swick Athletics YouTube channel. We'll have all that for you here. And another win for the Blue Storm. 8-4 now in the year. Lewis and Clark falls to 4-11. Back at it Wednesday, and it feels good to be back, too. It's been over a month since we've been back at home. We had that stretch to end the winter break, go into winter break with all road games. And here we are finally back at home. It feels good to be back at home. When was the last time we were at home? I think it was Jefferson College, right? I want to think. Yes, that was the 2nd of December. So we went over a month without a home game, but we'll be back at home Wednesday for Vincennes, and then we'll have John A. at home next Wednesday. We'll be at Olney Central next Saturday for region play. This is all it's going to pick up. It's going to be all region play pretty much to finish things out. I think there's only 2 non-conference games left, but or non-region games, whatever you want to call it. But big games, big games coming. And obviously, we want to win those games, but it's all about improving and continue to take the right step forward. But another step taken forward, and momentum rolls from the first half into the second half and into the new year. Here in 2025, Swick is 1-0 as they start with a 92-60 win over the Trailblazers of Lewis and Clark. Here on a Saturday afternoon. Hope you have a good rest of your Saturday. Have a good weekend. Stay safe with the storm coming over the next few hours and next day or so. Stay safe and stay warm, and wish you a good rest of your Saturday and a good weekend, and hope to see you on Wednesday for a game against Vincennes on the air about 4:50 with the women and about 6:50 for the men. Here from Swick on a Saturday. Have a good Saturday. Have a good weekend. The next time I see you, I will see you later.